Audit by the House Oversight Committee has revealed that federal employees spend $40 billion a year with federal charge cards. Included are adult entertainment, online dating, gambling, weed, pyramid schemes, massage parlors, and timeshares. Oversight Chairman James Comer and Senator Joni Ernst are demanding sweeping reforms to the federal government's use of taxpayer-funded credit cards after discovering nearly 8,000 questionable Defense Department credit card transactions, many made on federal holidays at high-risk locations, such as at ATMs, strip clubs, nightclubs, casinos, bars, weed dispensaries, and on days like Super Bowl Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, the day of the UFC 300, Cinco de Mayo, and New Year's Eve. And perhaps most bizarrely, charges were made to fortune tellers trying to predict America's next war. There are 4.6 million active Pentagon charge cards in use today. In a letter addressed to Comptroller General Gene Dodaro, Ernst and Comer called on the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, to launch a comprehensive review of all federal charge card programs. Over the past year, an additional 3,246 transactions happened at bars and nightclubs. As a result of a House Oversight Committee investigation, many staffers have been identified as those who potentially used Joe Biden's infamous Autopen. Representative James Comer saying, quote, "They will all receive a subpoena and they will have a full-blown deposition," adding that he wants to find out who was making decisions in the White House. Comer saying Biden's recently publicized interview with special counsel Robert Hur was hard evidence that Biden was not cognitively capable. The topic of financial fraud in Congress is back in the headlines as Amy Klobuchar's net worth since joining the congressional ranks is raising some serious questions. Listen to this. Klobuchar joined the U.S. Senate in 2007. She was $40,000 in debt and owned no real estate, stocks, bonds, or other liquid assets. Open Secrets estimated her net worth in 2010, 3 years after joining the Senate, to be $724,514. Forbes reported in 2019 that Klobuchar's net worth was approximately $2 million. Her 2023 financial disclosure shows a net worth of $2.615 million. Klobuchar earns a standard annual salary of $174,000. The look on Elon Musk's face said it all during a meeting in the Oval Office between President Donald Trump and the President of South Africa. Check it out. Here's Musk during that meeting giving the death stare to Cyril Ramaphosa. Then after President Ramaphosa tried to say there was not a genocide happening in South Africa, Trump told staff to dim the lights and played a few videos. The videos showed footage of politicians like Julius Malema chanting "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer," which is referring to white farmers. Another video showed images of thousands of white crosses, which Trump pointed out represented murdered white farmers. Trump also presented a stack of news articles showing specific examples of the white South African farmers who have been killed for their land. Trump asserted that white farmers were, quote, fleeing South Africa due to racist laws and violence, claiming their land was being confiscated, rendering farms valueless, adding that Afrikaners were running for safety in Australia and the U.S. Ramaphosa looked uncomfortable but appeared to act surprised and attempted to separate himself from the call for murdering white people in South Africa. Musk wasn't buying it, and maybe rightfully so, as Ramaphosa has previously made comments himself about taking land from white farmers. A former contractor for USAID has been convicted and sentenced for conspiracy to obtain grant money through fraud. 53-year-old Stephen Paul Edmund Sutton of the UK was extradited, pleaded guilty, and was sentenced for his role in the fraud scheme. Sutton was getting kickbacks of USAID funds from the Power Distribution Program, which was giving taxpayer money through USAID to modernize electric companies in Pakistan. The program was created in 2010 under Barack Obama. DOJ audits found rampant waste, fraud, and abuse in USAID, and Trump moved to dismantle the agency. However, Democrats fought fiercely to keep all funding flowing through the program. Some of these Democrats include Jamie Raskin, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, Elon Omar, Cory Booker, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and many others. Tax filings show that the Biden Cancer Initiative, the BCI, spent millions of dollars on salaries and absolutely nothing on research. Biden's nonprofit, which was founded in 2017 by Joe and Jill, raised $4.8 million in the 2 years that it was operating, according to its IRS Form 990 tax filings. Of that money, $3 million was spent on payroll, including salaries, benefits, and payroll taxes. The remaining $1.8 million went toward operational expenses like travel, $500,000, conferences, $400,000, and other costs. No direct grants were allocated to cancer research during its existence. Executive Director Danielle Carnival earned $429,450 over 2 years. President Gregory Simon received $429,850 in 2017. However, this dropped to $224,539 in 2018 after he stepped down due to a cancer diagnosis. The average salary for nonprofit executive directors was $150,000 to $200,000 during that time. The BCI said its mission was not to directly fund cancer research, but to, quote, foster partnerships.